Honorable Rectors, members of the Board of Trustees, Chairman of the Barcelona Graduate School of Economics, faculty, graduates and their families, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AXA Auditory. It's a great pleasure for us to host your graduation in this beautiful building, an emblematic reference of Barcelona. This today is your home. I would like to thank the Barcelona Graduate School of Economics for giving me the opportunity to address you today and reiterate how AXA Spain and AXA Research Fund are committed with this institution and your education. Today is a celebration and a culmination of all your hard work and merits achieved during this year. It's the first step, one of the most important, without any doubt, that will mark you the beginning of a long and productive way. You are young, highly qualified, and with a healthy ambition. Your contribution will be very important for the society of today and tomorrow. You have a great responsibility and a journey full of challenge, and I am convinced of you will know how to deal with it. Thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
Gracias, Josep. Thank you. I wanted to thank especially the AXA Group for hosting us in this splendid auditorium, which is getting small now. We are growing so fast. Because, as you may know, AXA is an international group, but also has a commitment through the foundation to support science and education. And that's a good example. So they are an active member of the board, and we are very proud of having them, and precisely because they show the kind of thing that we want to do, and we do in Barcelona GSE, this partnership between public and private. And it's part of this partnership that we also, I'm very pleased and honored to have the new rector and president of the Universitat Pompeu Fabra with us, and the vice rector of the Universitat Autònoma of Barcelona. These two universities are the 2 feet of the Barcelona GSE. All our faculty, their members participate actively in these universities, and it's thanks to the history that is behind the development of graduate studies in these 2 universities that we have developed a much more Barcelona GSE. So today is an example of how the Barcelona Graduate School of Economics is growing. Of course, the effort is the people of the staff. We have the new director with us, Teresa Garcia Milà, has been crucial in the development of this year, as they had been the directors of the different programs. As you recall, we had this year the opening ceremony of the year with the honorary chairman of the Barcelona GSE, which is vice president of the European Commission, Alumni. And he talked about the European crisis, and we have been talking about this topic, and that's something why economists, people are so interested about economics. Unfortunately, as you know, we have not fully solved the crisis. Some things had been advanced this year, but that's not the best news we have. The best news we have is you. I think that it's a good proof of what can be done in 1 year. From the day we started to now, you guys have gone through the master. And that's something that you take with you. So the first ones to thank is all of you. But also, and I see a lot of faces here, I think it's the backup you have of the families. I feel very sympathetic. I'm going to the graduation of BA and Master of my daughter one of these days. So I know how much it is. the support and that sometimes requires. So I think that's the ones who deserve most of the thing, all of you. One thing we had, you might know, this year we had also a reunion of the alumni, because now in the 7th year we start having more than 1,000 alumni in the world. This year, for example, we have 240 of you from more than 60 countries, 60 different countries, more than 90% from abroad. So that's actually another feature of the Barcelona Graduate School of Economics. We are, and we want to be, very international. I was the last few weeks in Japan and Korea talking with people, and they said something that they appreciated of the Barcelona GSE being a place here in Barcelona, in Europe, but fully international. This also means that for all of you, that opens up opportunities for your work. Some of you already have been admitted to PhD programs, or do you already have a job? And the experience we had with the previous alumni is that it pays. This also means that you're also going to be part of the Alumni Association. And that's also very important. Something one gets out of coming to a place like this is not only the education, but also all the contacts, all the friendships you made. And now you know they're going to go to other places, they're going to be people who have been like you in Barcelona GSE with a degree. So I think that's something that shows that that's not the end. It's just a change of status. You finish, you graduate today, now you're alumni. And we plan and we want to be in touch with all of you. So I don't want to say anything more, because it's a pleasure to introduce one of our members of the board, Marta Lacambra, who is the Director General of the Fundación Catalunya. I'm also very sympathetic because we studied together at Autónoma. And she also did a master's at Autónoma, another University of Barcelona, and has been a leading figure here in Barcelona and Catalunya of this public-private partnership. Being the president, for example, of the Teatre Nacional Foundation, being with the IGOS of Barcelona, and now more recently with the Fundación La Caixa. So I think it's exactly the profile that I think many of you can see, that it's not only academics, it's private, it's public, but when it's public, it's also a lot of management many times. So that's, I think, I'm very happy that she's with us.
Magnífic rector de la Universitat Pompeu Fabra, vicerrectora de la Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona, president de la Barcelona Graduate School of Economics, senyor Alfonso, representant d'AXA a Espanya, graduates, faculty, members of the GSE, families, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to join you in celebrating these students' achievements on this very special day. Graduations like the one we are celebrating today are unique among the milestones of our lives. It's a celebration of your past accomplishments, but more importantly, they do represent an important first step into your new future. I am pleased to offer all of you my warmest congratulations and support. I would also like to thank the Barcelona GSE for this opportunity to address you today. Our foundation is a partner of Barcelona GSE, but we also run a long-standing scholarship program, giving support to a range of initiatives in partnership with Catalan universities. One program is Ajuts Universitaris, University Scholarships. This program provides economic aid on a yearly basis to 500 of the top-performing secondary school students from around Catalonia, who are beginning their university studies. We do this in recognition of their hard work and outstanding academic accomplishments. Another program we run is Masters d'Excel·lència, Excellence Masters Program Scholarship. the aim of which is to support Catalonia's best master's programs, Catalan public universities, research centers, and their students. To achieve this, we have selected the best master's programs in Catalonia, including, of course, GSE masters, based on their academic excellence and international scope, and we award scholarships to all of them. Finally, we also support PhD programs with 3-year scholarships in the areas of nutrition, culture, and chemistry. Although the BGEC is a young institution, it is already recognized as a school that focuses first and foremost on academic excellence. With its world-class faculty, and all of you, an outstanding international student body, the BGCE has become one of the most highly renowned graduate schools in Europe. The school is also an important addition to the city's academic and research community, and will allow Barcelona to consolidate its outstanding position as a center of excellence in educating the leaders of tomorrow, both in business administration and in economics. And in one way or another, from today onwards, you all will be ambassadors of Barcelona GSE and, of course, of Barcelona City. With your knowledge, effort, and commitment, you will promote the school and decisively contribute to its development. As you succeed in your personal and professional projects, the BGCE will succeed and increase its recognition as a school where talent is developed. Now it is your time. It is time to deploy all you have learned during these intense 9 months. In a few days, you will embark on a new stage in your lives. Some of you may extend your studies into a PhD program. Others will directly enter the labor market. But what's next? What else is important apart from the technical and scientific skills you have acquired during your stay here? How do you make best use of such valuable time you have invested over the last year? When I was asked to make this closing speech at this graduation, first I remember my own graduation. Then I thought about my professional career, my good decisions, and my mistakes. And I asked myself, will it be useful for them? But if my experience is helpful for just one of you, I will be happy. So I'll do my best. Since graduating, I had the good fortune to be able to work in 4 different areas: in academia, government, the financial sector, and now for a private foundation. I have also been lucky in that I have worked in a number of different fields: education, culture, the environment, and water management. I have worked in managerial positions and as a director. The recommendations I may give you today will, in all likelihood, be directly influenced by my own experience, and so I have looked back over the entire process and have attempted to remember those personal and professional aspects that might be of use to you. When I was in the same position as you today, my initial intention was to carry on studying. It was what I had done until that moment, it suited me, and it seemed appropriate at that time. In the previous years, I had combined the classes of the master's degree in economic theory and quantitative methods at the Universitat Autònoma with teaching practical classes in macroeconomics at ESADE and at the Autònoma. But after careful consideration, prompted by intuition, I realized I wasn't opting for what I wanted to do, but what I believe was expected to me. I had done a master's here, and I envisaged pursuing a PhD abroad. But my attention was drawn to the work just being started by the government of Catalonia, which has been reinstated little more than a couple of years earlier. I realized I could get involved in planning, programming, and administration. And when I compare that with what I believe would be the next logical step after a doctorate, devoting myself to academic life, I know it was a mistake to assume this, but it's what I thought at the time. I decided not to continue my studies abroad, but to try and see if I could find a post in a school or health planning. But note that I remained nervous of taking the next step, which was either to continue studying in academic spheres or to study in the realm of government. My mind was made up by working on drawing up the school map of Catalonia, a fascinating planning project with all the ingredients to drive you mad. Internal migrations, the consequences of the 1974 oil crisis, and changes in the ages of compulsory education. It was amazing, but once the task was complete, I became tempted by management and negotiation in complex situations, and I embarked on this in education, culture, and environment. In fact, with hindsight, it is clear to me that this is my true passion. Sometimes, however, there's a knock on the door and you are offered the opportunity to direct a group or lead a project. I am now 55 years old, and as I look back over my career, I can see that every time I've made a change, I go through the same sequence. At the start, I feel enormously grateful for being valued and recognized. But after a few hours, I feel tremendously apprehensive because I believe the material is new to me, or the team of people I'll be working with are complete strangers, or, as occurred on a few occasions, there are no precedents to draw on, and it will be the first time that the task in hand has ever been done. That kind of situation makes you nervous. Nervous of change, nervous because you don't know if you'll get up to speed quickly. At times like this, the advice you've been given throughout your academic life, and which always be useful, that advice will resonate with you like a mantra. You too will find such counsel valuable. You live in a world full of uncertainty and in the throes of constant change, but you have to adapt. You will make decisions based on limited and sometimes inaccurate information, but you have to adapt. The entire world is your natural environment, and in all likelihood you will forge an international career. Success is transforming ideas into projects. Surround yourself with talented people, you will grow, and the project will grow. Make sure you can see clearly ahead into the short, medium, and long term. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Manage success modestly and prudently. These are all useful pieces of advice, and we must always bear them in mind. But for those times when you suffer your own moments of apprehensiveness, here is my personal advice, which has served me well throughout my professional life. It is at moments like that when I have most appreciate what I learned during the various stages of my education and training. So, here is my personal advice for those who will study your PhD and for those who will directly enter the labor market. First recommendation. You are coming to the end of a period of education, but you need to understand that you will have to continue your training on an ongoing basis if you want to be able to adapt the new circumstances. Second recommendation. Maintain a keen sense of curiosity and remain alert to new areas of work that might appeal to you. Teaching, management, business ventures, and keep an open mind about the various fields of opportunities, health, the environment, energy, education, and so forth. Third recommendation, trust in your own abilities, otherwise you wouldn't be here, and embrace your challenges. They will inevitably make you apprehensive, but I have observed over the years that I went through the same thing that everyone goes through when they move from a comfortable situation to one that is new and unfamiliar. But believe me, it is worth the effort. There is nothing original about what I am saying. Everyone around this table has been through the same thing. They've made the move for a new, riskier, more complicated situation, but they did it. Fourth recommendation, set aside time for yourself, not for your material enrichment, but for your personal growth. Read, go to the cinema, concerts, the theater, travel, enjoy the landscape. Nothing will be so useful for your personal and professional lives as developing a multifaceted mindset as an open spirit. A few weeks ago, I had lunch with your director, Ms. Dr. Teresa Garcia Milá, and a number of business people and a headhunter. She remarked that it is a recognized fact that the person who best fits a professional profile and in general an organization is the person who not only has a solid academic background, but can also paint, dance, cook, do embroidery, someone who has acquired a range of skills. Make a serious effort to find windows of opportunity to discover the social, cultural, and business conditions around us. Don't shoot yourself up in an ivory tower. Avoid getting stuck in a single field, in our case, economics. Confining yourself to reading, listening, and talking about economics is impoverishing, and I can assure you that most of the people you admire know how to find time to pursue their cultural interests and cultivate their sensibilities and tastes. There is nothing sadder than working with blinkered colleagues with limited horizons. And lastly, the most vital piece of advice. 5 recommendation. Educate your character. You will have to get on with others. Work as a part of a team. Obey instructions. Give orders. And you will have to do so with the maximum professionalism possible, but with an explicit and implicit scale of values imprinted on each of your actions and all your behavior. You may have the highest standard of knowledge and magnificent skills and aptitudes suitable for any professional opening, but everyone here also wants you to be happy citizens committed to society, and that depends on your attitudes. It must be acknowledged that since 2007, we have been embroiled in a complicated recession caused by a number of different factors. But there are 2 issues that are beyond dispute. Society blames not just the financial sector, but all of us who work in the realm of the economy. Auditors, ratings agencies, hedge funds, speculators, and so on. We can, all of us, think of people who have overstepped the mark. It is important for you to stop and establish the boundaries of areas of action that you feel ethically comfortable with. It is not foolish. If only we had revered those who got richer over and above reasonable levels without asking ourselves how. I recommend the film 360 by the Brazilian director Fernando Meirelles, which shows how we are responsible for every decision we make at each crossroads we come to, and how these decisions have an impact on the rest of our lives. This graduation marks the start of a new stage in your lives. You have just taken your first turning at a crossroad, and you are about to go out into the world. I wish you every success as you embark on your journey. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you. It has been a very great pleasure. Best of luck to you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Marta, for this thoughtful and personal speech. The Rector of the Universitat Pompeu Fabra.
Professor Ramon Marimon, president del board de la Barcelona GSE, senyor Josep Alonso, director de la Fundació AXA i director de Comunicacions i Relacions Institucionals d'AXA Espanya, senyora Marta Lacambra, directora general de la Fundació Catalunya a la Pedrera, senyor Antoni Castellà, secretari d'Universitats, professora Teresa García Milà, directora general de la Barcelona GSE, professora Montserrat Farell, vicerectora de la Universitat Autònoma, col·legues i amics, bona tarda a tothom i felicitats passant ràpidament a l'anglès. My first words are for the graduates on a day that should rightly be dedicated to the recognition of your successes. Pompeu Fabra University is extremely proud to have contributed to the development of your talent here in Barcelona. You, the class of 2013, belong to the 6th promotion of graduates at the Barcelona Graduate School of Economics, a young and sharp institution that in a few years has established itself as a leading academic institution in terms of economics and social sciences. From my point of view, this results from the successful combination of 3 elements: a critical mass, an international community, and an outstanding research. This own model allows GSE to offer a world-class graduate programs to prepare you for doctoral studies and for top jobs in economics and finance-related professions as well. When the Universities Autònoma de Barcelona and Pompeu Fabra decided to collaborate on this project, we were highly confident of the capacity of GSE's community, from lecturers to students, to show Barcelona as the capital of Southern Europe for economic studies. And today, taking a look at some of the successes achieved by the institution, I guess that all these predictions are being fulfilled. Finally, I would like to address a few words to the parents, relatives, and friends that are here today. Nobody but them is prepared to share and to enjoy this kind of celebrations. The celebration of your success in the highest level of education. And at the same time, nobody but them knows the way in which you, our dear graduates, are singular and specific in their selves. For my organization, it is very important to respect, to preserve this singularity, the charisma, let me use this word, of everybody who approaches the university looking for a high-level scientific education. Thank you very much for choosing Barcelona GSE, and congratulations, graduates, because since now, many doors are open for you, leading to a whole landscape of opportunities. Good luck.
La vicerectora d'Economia i Organització de la Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona.
Thank you. Good afternoon, students, families, authorities, colleagues, and friends. First of all, I want to excuse our rector for not being here. His agenda was not permitting him to be at this celebration, but I am very happy and honored to be here as a representative of one of the universities at which the Barcelona Graduate School is attached, the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona, together with the Universitat Pompeu Fabra. Today we are celebrating that you have finished very successfully your master's degree, all in the field of economics. I'm sure you have done a lot of work, a lot of hours of serious studying, a lot of homework, a lot of problem sets, difficult exercises, a lot of evaluation of your abilities, etc., etc. And you have learned much more deeply the main concepts you need to understand how economic variables relate and how this helps to analyze all sorts of problems. In particular, I think that economics helps us in the processes where making decisions is crucial. Sometimes you think that we are overloading you with mathematical instruments, but I can assure you that you will benefit from it. I don't know if directly from them, from the instruments, but this gives you a kind of gymnastics in your brain that I'm sure you will use sometimes. In my case, I'm a professor of statistics and econometrics, but I'm working now as a vice rector of economy and organization. And I can tell you that I have discovered how helpful it has been thinking all my life of economic issues, the most useful now, how to allocate scarce resources, how to have criteria to make this allocation in order to get the maximum benefit for the institution. In general, how important it is the role of designing the right incentives to achieve the policy objectives. In a few words, having a good education in economics, it's worth for a lot of things. I'm sure of that by personal experience, that you learn what you learn will be useful in your life in one way or another. Today is your day. Congratulations for your achievements. Congratulations to your family. I hope having been here at our school will open all kinds of doors in your life, socially and professionally speaking. And I hope also that you have enjoyed our company. Thank you for being with us. Congratulations again. And I wish you very good luck with your lives.
And with this, we arrive to the core of today's ceremony, which is giving the diplomas.
Dear students, ladies and gentlemen, now is your time. Please, everyone, join me congratulating the graduates for the master program in competition and market regulation. Viviana Blanco Barboza, Julia Branzi, Maria Campos, Nicolò Comini, Alessandro Duscio, Zeynep Sena Dover, Edgar Gómez Ricardez, Martin Halu, Brenda López Rincón, Alessia Marazzo, Ramón Antonio Massieu, Cecilia Nardini, Aldo Pignataro, Diego Polania Chacón, Elliot Scanlon. Tembaletu Sitebe, Valerio Sordano, Harishankar Tayil, Juan Francisco Valerio Méndez, Luis Ángel Vergara Delgado. Bruno Vidal, Ricardo Zecchinelli. Thank you, competition. Now we're going to, please help me in congratulating all the students in the Master of Economics of Public Policy. Scott Beatty, Inge Berens, Damien De Vroy, Guillaume Demoulin, Marco-Michel Dro. Stepan Ermakov, Roger Fernández Urbano, Roger Forest Carrión, Gabriela Galassi, Juan Pablo Gencón Torres. Dalal Haidar, Samir Jutani, Elina Ladinska, John Hee Lee, Annalisa Loviglio. Tang Nguyen, Georgios Papadomichelakis, Lucia Pérez García, Lavinia Piemontese, Fabio Pingue. Chinmay Sharma, Karen Soto, David Taylor, Orkun Dogan, Fatma Tiglay. Thank you, EPP. So now, ladies and gentlemen, join me congratulating all the graduates from the Master in Health Economics. Wisdom Ako, Adam Aten, Naushad Budwani, Virginia Dale, Mariana Frangescu. Wesley Garner, Matthew Marshall, Luis Ortiz, Natalia Pascual, Scott Robertson. Idaira Rodríguez, Gemma Seda, Sofia Cimarro, Marc Valls. Thank you, Heb. So now is the turn to congratulate all the students from the program in International Trade, Finance and Development. Maximilian Arens, Mayra Arauco, Daniel Belostechnich, Cesar Benedi, Antoine Bonnet. Caterina Calzolari, Charles-Henri Colombier, Juan José Cortina, Vania Eiche, Mathieu Faux. Matías Fraquia, Ana García, Silvia Granato, Alexander Hansson, Martina Ivanova. Marlene Jola, Stefan Katev, Carl Kelly, Shakila Kerre, Arpita Khanna. Maria Mila, Joseph Nun, Kelvin Ong, Maria Ovchinikova, Marco Pisani. Chiara Puccioni, Jean-Marcin Pudzinkevich, Michiel Reiner, Max Ribens, Lukas Richter. Francesco Ruggero, Felix Moritz Schmidt, Henrik Sixtak, Yelena Stipanov, Olga Tchekasin. Telmo Van Dunem, Alonso Vega, Cheng Wo. Thank you, ITFD. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, join me congratulating all the students from the Master Program in Macroeconomic Policy and Financial Markets. Luca Bagni, Samer Barakat, Tobias Bogner, Christian Bulete, Maria Caranante. Muhammad Umar Chawan, Rebecca Sichon, Simon Dagren, Ivana Echegoyen, Emi Ferra. Naomi Fink, Amar Habib, Andrzej Krasny, Moritz Marti, Ernesto Martinez. Erin McCarthy, Petar Mihailovsky, Manuel Muñoz, Christopher Perks, Konstantinos Politis. Loreli Prat, Laura Vega, Mariana Vladimirova, Ivan Yarmov, Rubaya Zaman. Thank you, Macro. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, help me congratulating all the students from the Master in Economics. Christoph Albert, Meregan Amery, Matthias Antonio Catalfamo, Simon Bartke, Simon Bensnes. Francesco Bilota, Thomas Bonschek, Giacomo Caracciolo, Franco Esteban Cataneo, Jenny Chan. Federica Daniele, Andreas de Maria Campos, Eric Denis, Sebastián Dietz, Din Dulay. Julia Faltermeyer, Mark Folk, Ruth Fortman, Miguel Antonio García, Niklas Garnat. Carlos Gento, Cristina Gil, Lucia Grigoriarde, Eda Gulsen, Katarina Hanifnia. Devin Harry, Seyed Hashemi, Christoph Hetrich, Matthias Heinen, Christian Hoink. Ria Ivandi, Derek Kanji, Elizaveta Konovalova, Adrian Lerche, Wai Lun Leung. Yuhao Li, Francesca Loria, Lin Xiang Ma, Bárbara Magalhães, Krina Maimon. Victor Marinkov, Felix Mauersberger, Catherine Moore, Stuart Murray, Florence Odendahl. Lawrence Owehan, Vladimir Pavlov, Victoria Peixeva, Johanna Posch, Ícaro Rebolledo. Tomás Rodríguez, Francisco Javier Rodríguez Román, Leila Roth Thompson, Tiziano Rotesi, Alejandro Sánchez. Marta Santamaria Montoriol, Philip Schatz, Stefano Schiaffi, Manish Singh, Paulo Eduardo Soto. Sven Spat, Nana Svan, Alessandro Thais, Sebastian Tonke, Paul Unanue. Gian Giacomo Valentini, Max Winkler, Daniel Wiesmann, Diana Zedzirovic, Yimei Zhu. Markus Schwedeler. So, thank you, economics. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me congratulating all the students in the Master Program of Finance. Typhoon Arici, Diaz Berchkanov, Lance Daniels, Saman Imtiaz, Anna Kozlova. Manuel Litz, Ye Lu, Cedric Merken, Bruno Monteiro, Tyler Richmond. Daria Samoina, Giulia Savoldelli, Zeynep Uyar, Simone Valente, Thomas Zant. Dear students, let me congratulate you for all you achieved from the staff of the Barcelona GSE and especially from the programs office that have been, have been working with you all this year. Congratulations.
Yes, I said congratulations from all of us. That's been a lot of fun. But we don't want to close this without listening to you. So I just want to introduce Luis Mateo, which is an alumni of the Barcelona GSE. A master's in finance in 2009.
So, hello everybody. Thank you very much, the authorities, the Barcelona GSE staff, graduates and relatives, and also congratulations to all of you graduating today. I know firsthand that this has been a challenging and difficult journey, so I know how you have suffered, so congratulations. And I'm here to speak a few words about my experience post-master. So, in order to understand my professional steps after graduation, and also assess how the problem has helped me, I would like to explain first the reasons that brought me to pursue the Master in Finance in the first place. Firstly, I wanted to complete my academical background. I come originally from a non-economical academia. I am an industrial engineer. And why finance? The thing is that while I was studying for my final project thesis, I had to go 6 months to Japan, to the Tokyo Institute of Technology, and there I did my topic of my research was investment in information technology in Japan and Catalonia. And so I had to deal with several financial concepts which I thought that were very important to master and interested me, and also that I had no idea because I was an engineer. So this was my first motive. I wanted to complete my background. Secondly, I wanted to be more competitive in the labor market. In 2008, when I was finishing engineering, there was also a very difficult market situation, and I wanted to aspire to positions not only technical or industrial, but also financial. So, after presenting my thesis and graduating in engineering, I was ready to start my Master's in Finance in Barcelona GSE. And what can I say about the program that you don't know? Since the first moment, I was amazed by the quality of courses, the faculty and student body. I learned many advanced concepts with virtually zero previous financial knowledge. And while doing the master, I also had the chance to complete an internship at Banco Sabadell in the Equity Research Department. So the first reason from why I did the Master's in Finance was spectacularly achieved. I improved a lot my academic knowledge. So once I was graduated, it was a big moment to enter the labor market. And what I did at that time was since I had a mixed background of engineering and finance, what I did was to target companies in which this mixed background could add some value. Those were financial positions in industrial companies. Moreover, since I wanted an international outlook, I targeted these companies that had also global graduate programs. And so I had the chance to enter a global graduate program of ThyssenKrupp, the German steel conglomerate. And this program was called International Management Program, and involved 10 young recruits from all over the world, and consisted of 3 months training in Madrid, and then each one of us were to be sent to different locations across the globe to do different tasks. So I was sent to Dubai. I was in Dubai. I was sent to be a financial controller. My tasks were to control the projects in the elevator projects in the service phase, and also to improve the reporting modeling. And this experience was huge for me, not only professionally but personally. I met a new world, a new reality, and I learned a lot from my colleagues, and also I fostered a lot my network. But after 1 year and a half in Dubai, for several reasons, mainly personal, I decided I wanted to come back to Barcelona. And so I was again at this moment of looking for a job. So at that point, my approach to this job seeking was a little bit different. I had already a little bit of experience. My networking was significant, though not very big. And what I did was to contact every and each person I had ever had contact with in my life, each relevant person. This means former professors, former bosses, former peer students here in GSE, students in engineering, friends, whatever. I wanted to look for advice, information, or even specific positions, if they knew. Luckily enough, I contacted a former boss of Bank Sabadell, the boss of Bank Sabadell when I was doing the master. And when I was here in Barcelona in Bank Sabadell, he was the head of the equity research department. But I found out that he was no longer boss of this department, but had been promoted to be head of the strategy and investment products division, which was a newly created division to define a correct investment product offering for all our clients. And so I contacted him, and I was lucky enough that he offered me a position. He told me there was a vacancy, and he wanted me to be there. So as my little experience, and with humility, I cannot stress how important it is to move all your contacts, even remotely as they might appear, it's of capital importance. So I've been more than 2 years in Bank Sabadell in this department. And going back to the initial motives that brought me to do this Masters of Finance, which were the academic knowledge and be more competitive in the labor market, I can say that the Master has turned out very well for me. I have, academically, of course, you all know how powerful this school is, but also professionally, I have always worked in finance positions, and me being an engineer, of course, this can be attributed at a large extent at Masters in Finance in Barcelona GSE. But also I want to say, before finishing, a third thing that this Master has given me, which is a sense of being well-trained and well-prepared in all the situations I have had to overtake in my professional life. I have always had the sense that I could do it, that I had the tools in me to achieve my goals. And this also, I think, it's partly responsibility of this Master. So now to finish, and again with humility, because I'm very young and still have no big experience, I would like to address all those who are now looking to enter the labor market for the first time, and maybe a little bit concerned by the current state of affairs. I only want to say that it's true that things might not be looking good, but in my opinion, and I have seen that, there's always room for motivated and good professionals. And if you look for the job with intensity, with focus, and with intelligence, I'm sure you will get a job that suits you. And once you have this job, I hope that you will also feel this confidence or this feeling of being well-trained, the same way I do. So good luck to all of you, and thank you very much.
Thanks. It's always good to have the wise words of an alumni. Things might not be good. Things are much better than they were a year ago for all of you. So let me have now a few of you, 5 of you, just to speak briefly. Manuel Muñoz, Ria Ivandik, Chan Yugen, Dean Duley, and Marlene Jolie.
Dear graduates, families, friends, professors, I'm going to talk about skiing. I first learned about skiing the first time in my life when we was on the Barcelona GSE ski trip last January in Andorra. On the second day of the trip, I decided to try the very first red slope in my life. In a lot of ways, it resembles my master in economics of public policy here. The anxiety I got when I was on the skis, overlooking with so many tight turns, and it was really steep, it felt a lot like when I have to board the 14 hours flight to go to countries where I don't know anyone, I don't know a place to stay, and I don't speak any Spanish except for gracias and cerveza. There was a lot of struggle. I was struggling to keep my balance every time I tried to make those turns. It's a lot like the struggle when we have to turn in 5 problem sets and 1 presentation all in 1 week before the fall semester final exams. I fell down in 12 minutes, 17 times. And it felt a lot like that Friday night when I have to work on my data set for my thesis. I realized in the UK there are 320 families that have 3 parents all getting married to each other. And then it took me until 4:50 in the morning to realize that it was just a stupid, simple merging errors. It was very difficult. I couldn't see myself doing that all by myself, but I didn't do that all by myself. I have friends. On that slope, I have Fabio and Dalan there from the policy programs. I also have Ricardo from the competition program to help me out. They are all great skiers. They will always give me the instructions to pick up the skis when I flew over, and it ended up the ski was 5 meters away from me. They was always there, just like GSE. We always have friends to stay at the library with us until 1 o'clock in the morning when it closed. We always have friends. We have 15 nationalities, so we can celebrate birthdays, religious holidays together, and weekends together as well every Friday. And in this home far away from home, we are always there. We all have professors, mentors, who are just like friends as well. I always remember the night when I have to send an email to Nazi at 10:30 in the p.m., and he replied 3 minutes later saying he offered to call me the morning after that because he have to be somewhere outside Barcelona. Our mentors, their friends, they're always there as well. You're not going to like it, but you will appreciate it later. Those were the wise words from Professor Stefan Lissig at the beginning of a microeconometrics exam course. I'm definitely a better skier now after falling 17 times. My economic knowledge has really improved after 10 months at GSE. And that gives me the confidence. That gives us the confidence. The confidence that we can always apply these skills again no matter where we are, whether it's in the workplace, in the next PhD pursuit, in the next skiing trip. And we know where we can get from, where we can get help from. And we will always be there for each other. We will always be. Thank you.
So this year, I had the pleasure to be in the ITFD program. Now, some people ask themselves, what does ITFD actually stand for? Of course, it means International Trade, Finance, and Development. But then also, there is so much more to this program than just that. So let me tell you what I came up with when I hear ITFD. First of all, the I undoubtedly stands for international. We're 45 students from 25 different countries. So this is by far the most international group I have ever been with. A lot of us have worked before. We have lived in different countries and gained different experiences. So we took the opportunity to learn from each other about other cultures and different ways of approaching problems. And we learned so much from each other, not just academically, but also personally. For example, there is a very big difference if you want to meet a Bolivian at 5 p.m. or if you want to meet a German at 5 p.m. So, in the end, this university has taught us a lot. But then, we also learned a lot from each other. T stands for team. Almost all of our assignments were group works, which was a very valuable lesson for our futures. As we enter the job market, most of our work will be in teams, in groups, and so we need to be able to work with international and interdisciplinary teams. And this university has taught us just that. Also, there were some times during this year when so much work was piling up that we didn't even know where to start anymore. And you started doubting yourself and if you could actually do all of your assignments. So what did we do? We helped each other. I remember some ITFD students explaining econometrics to other ITFD students at 2 a.m. in the morning because the deadline was coming up. So what was amazing about ITFD is that people would always help you. And it didn't matter if it was your best friend or just anybody else. People were there for each other. Also, we applied the knowledge that we gained in the courses. Economic theory says that trade and specialization are both good. So when we had 40 papers to read for our development course, we each took one paper, so we specialized, and afterwards, we traded all the summaries. And let me tell you, we experienced the gains from trade are huge. So now the F stands for friends and fun. I just mentioned before that we experienced all these great gains from trade and specialization, which resulted in us having free time and to enjoy our social life. So what we did is we used the time together to go out and have nice dinners, to relax at the beach, go and sing karaoke, travel together through Andalusia, or go on a skiing trip to Andorra, and just enjoying and being this amazing city. And no matter what happened, we always knew we had the support of other people, which gave us all a lot of confidence. Now the D. D stands for dedication. We were not only dedicated to each other, but also dedicated to our goals. We came here wanting to know more, understand better than before, and I think we achieved this. We worked very hard to learn from our professors and each other. We discussed current issues to get at the bottom of them and gain a better understanding of the world we live in today. And of course, if you ask me today if I have a perfect solution on how to eradicate poverty in this world, I will still not have a perfect plan, I have to admit that. But then, what we gained during this master's is a good idea on where we could start to tackle different problems and why these problems exist in the first place. So in the past year, I think we all moved closer to our goals and we're now ready to go out into the world. Sharing means caring. That was the motto of ITFD this year. And I really enjoyed every second of it. ITFD is like a family to me. It was amazing spending all this time with you guys. So now, I am a bit sad that this master's program is over and that we will scatter across the globe very soon. But we leave here with a set of new skills and a big network and friends and memories. And every end is a new beginning in the first place. So whatever happens and wherever we may be, we will always have this year in Barcelona and the skills we acquired here. Thank you.
When I was a kid, I had a class called social science. And for this class, my mom would read to me my textbook in Philippine history until I fell asleep. She read it to me because I needed to learn this for class, and I fell asleep because I found it boring. But the incessant reading must have paid off because I eventually liked history. And when history was replaced in this social science class by a subject called economics, I was like, yeah, maybe I'd like that too. And I told myself that I would work hard at it. Now I am here talking to all of you. A graduate of the BGSE is difficult, and I'm putting this very lightly, master's degree in economics. I'm telling you this because I believe we normally think of graduation as a celebration of our accomplishments as graduates, the result of our effort and our gifts and our sacrifice. And that is all true. But when I think about it, we are not here through our work alone, but also through our interactions with the people in our lives who have built us up, sustained us, and sacrificed for us so that we may have the opportunities that we have now. They are a big part of why we are here, seated here, to receive a degree and a diploma that bears our name. We're here because of our families, who give us love and support and acceptance, where those things have to be earned anywhere else. We're here because of our teachers, who not only taught us what economics is really about, but more importantly, who forced us to exceed what we perceive to be the limits of our capabilities. We are here because of our friends, who gave us the answer to that final problem in these econometrics problem sets, but more importantly, who provided us with communities that allowed us to continue to persevere and strive. In other words, to work really, really, really hard, when the endless flow of problem sets and papers really did seem endless. When I got to Barcelona for the first time, I did not know how to cook or clean or do any of this household stuff. If I was put on a plane and forced to survive in the middle of the jungle, I would have starved on the plane. Now I'm just really bad at cooking and cleaning. So this was a year of growth for me, and when I look back and think about all the people who believed in me and invested in me so that I could suck at domestic chores, I realized that I owe so much of my experience to other people. And I am sure we all do. It is clear that even though it's our names and our diplomas, this accomplishment was a team effort, made possible by the many people here in this room and the many more people who are oceans and time zones and years away. So I guess everything I've just said is really just a long-winded, overly verbose way of saying thank you to the many people whose guidance and support and friendship and love are the reason why we are here right now. We could not have done this without you, and we probably do not say that enough. Thank you.
Doing a master's degree in economics in 2013 might not seem to be the best time. Economists are relentlessly being asked when the financial crisis will end and continuously not being able to tell and not having a simple answer. We keep on hearing sighs in the background about economics as a science. Also, having to prescribe austerity measures and cuts in development aid does not make us very popular in the public opinion. Moreover, a stagnating labor market with very high youth unemployment is not very welcoming to graduates. However, our passion for economics is not reflected in these figures or employment statistics. Looking back to our decision to study economics a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure there was a strong reason driving it, and it wasn't maximizing the present value of a future income. Economics is both fascinating and hard because, as we know ourselves, people are humans and they react capriciously. And economics precisely reflects that. In no other science is it possible that two people can share a Nobel Prize for saying the exact opposite thing. In fact, in 1974, Hayek and Myrdal did. However, one thing I don't doubt is that in a very short time, we will all become part of a great story of success. And by a great story of success, I don't necessarily mean publishing in the Quarterly Journal of Economics. Because that's what really matters, and it goes back to our reason why we decided to study economics. These forecasts or journal rankings can lead us astray, limiting our view of the possibilities and making us think that we have to grade everything according to this criteria, which is not necessarily true. Maybe, perhaps, it's time that we bring the pursuit of our own subjective happiness into, let's say in economics terms, the balanced growth path. The decision is yours, it's ours, and as Confucius said, by choosing a job we love, by choosing a profession we love, you will never have to work a day in your life. Today, finishing a master's degree in economics, one quite hard but amazing chapter of our life is ending. And what about tomorrow? Well, the future is unknown, and that is exactly what makes it so exciting. Today, you might be sitting next to a Nobel Prize winner in economics, an author of a New York Times bestseller book, How Economics Did Not Change the World, a central bank governor of Iran, your future business partner in your wine business in Tuscany, or the mother or father of your child. If not now, if not now, then never. It is time to embrace this opportunity for the unknown. Well, we might as well now, since, as we all know, we're all dead in the long run anyways. Thank you.
There is no doubt that there's something extremely special and magic about a city that has attracted a large number of outstanding researchers and students from all over the world in a relatively short period of time. Students coming from very different countries, different cultures, and having very distinct backgrounds. Students with very different career paths to follow and different goals to achieve in life. However, students sharing two main aspects in common: passion for economics and a great sense of responsibility. Regardless of whether we decide to work in the public or in the private sector, in an international organization or in an academic institution, present and future generations will have to face global economic challenges, such as the climate change, the design of a new international financial architecture, or the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals. Among other tasks, researchers will have to come up with effective mechanisms to avoid and overcome moral hazard problems that I believe are in the heart of the worst international financial crisis ever, whereas policymakers will have to implement them as well as to enhance international macroeconomic policy coordination. The Barcelona Graduate School of Economics has provided us with the most up-to-date techniques and methods to tackle these problems, and therefore, we are forever indebted to all of its members. We are particularly grateful to the best faculty ever for having taught us the wonders of economic science in the most elegant, efficient, and concise possible way. We are thankful to all program and scientific directors, as well as to the administrative staff of the GSE, for excellent design coordination and implementation of all study programs, as well as for having made us feel like at home. Moreover, we'd also like to thank all trustees, financial supporters, and sponsors of this institution for contributing once again to match excellent graduate programs with the most qualified students, and for supporting year after year research excellence in economics. I would also like to take the advantage to thank all of you, my dear classmates and colleagues, for an exciting year we will certainly never forget. And of course, we are infinitely grateful to our parents, families, and friends for having supported us all the way through. This is your day. Enjoy it. Thank you very much, and the best of luck to all of you.
Well, this was absolutely great. And the only thing I can do to close this act is invite everyone to have a cava and celebrate and brindis. Thanks to all of you.